Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Bit of a strange one today. I had to pop a watch back to First Class Watches the other day because they basically had a gentleman coming in to see it. So it was a real flying visit, and Scott there grabbed the watch and gave me another one. Just said, "Oh, take this, see what you think." And it's a brand I've heard, didn't really know anything about, and it's not one I was going to review at first, but I'm quite kind of happy he kind of forced it upon me, let's say. It's from an English brand called DuckWorth Prestex. I know it sounds so old world English, it's amazing, but Prestex were actually around in the 1920s making watches all the way up to like 48, and the family's always been involved in the watchmaking or selling of watches. In fact, Neil, I believe it was one of the guys responsible for bringing Tag Heuer to the UK in '82 and remained the managing director of Heuer till I think 2001. But before I carry on too far into this review, I've got to say a massive thank you to the team over at First Class Watches. So many interesting, unusual brands like we've got here. So if you're in the Midlands area, I'd strongly recommend popping into the Kenilworth shop. If you're a bit further afield, well, don't worry, I'll leave a link in the description below and at the bottom of the page now. All I ask is that you mention the channel. So yeah, the brand, it's, you know, the family, you know, have had rich dealings in the watchmaking or even selling of watches for many years. They make a few models. This one here is the Rivington GMT. They also do a rather beautiful centenary watch, which is an absolute, you know, an exact copy of their watch from the, I think it was 30s. But this one is actually quite cool, I think. And, you know, it definitely looks and feels like a solid watch at, you know, definitely at its price point. I think the RIP is around about 800, give or take, and this one, I think after you've got a discount, it'll probably work out around about 675 quid, and it's a lovely watch for that money. The sizes of this one are 41mm by 15.5 millimeters thick and a lug to lug of 50mm. The strap size on this one is 22 millimeters. Now it's got a lovely green dial to it, but it is also available in black, yellow and blue. As you can see, we've got this great patterning going on here. We've got applied hour markers in this kind of funky font. They do look good, and to be fair, the loom on this is actually quite impressive. It also goes all the way out to the actual bezel on this one, so it does look quite good. As I say, this is a GMT model, and what makes it a little bit more interesting, it's what's called like a true GMT. So if I pull the crown out, it is a screw down crown. I believe there is 200 meters of water resistance on this. So let's say you're flying somewhere and it's 2 hours ahead. You can pull this out without actually stopping the second hand and advance the hour hand 2 hours, which is kind of cool. So you're not actually stopping the second hand in its operation. Now, I know some people have trouble setting the time on these kind of watches, but what you actually do, so you basically, if you want to stop it here, so you pull out to hacking, you set the time zone first, the second time zone. So at the moment, that's coming up to, what's that, 6 minutes to 1500 hours on here. So if I want to set that to 7 in the evening, 1900 hours, you actually move it around like that, and then you've got your 1900 hours. Let's set it for 10 past. So we go there and you press it back in, but then you advance the hour feature, and then you've got your second time zone set, and you can set your first time zone. Now, when it comes to actually advancing the hour, you do this with this hand here. So the hour, the date, my God. So yeah, you actually set it there. So set it to the 7th, there. And that's it, done like that. It is a nice, very nice system, you know, way of doing this. And then screw that back in, and there you go. One thing I would say, this is quite aggressive, and being that it has a screw down case back there, sometimes I'm catching my finger on the back of that. It does kind of rip up your nail skin a little bit, but I'm being, a little bit fussy on that one. Now, as we come past that, as I say, brushed hands on there. It's quite a nice dial, actually. We've got this bezel. Now, the bezel, let's have a listen to the action. It is snappy, I must admit. It is bidirectional. Maybe not quite the most refined there, but it is actually quite, solid anyway. It's easy to grasp. You've got a coin edge bezel there, and you can line it up. So that's how you read that other time zone anyway on this. I suppose in theory you could even advance that, but to a third time zone, but that starts getting a bit messy. Let's line that back up. The actual insert, I think it's ceramic. I'd have to double check on that, but it does seem quite good. There is AR coating as well on the inner surface of this sapphire crystal. Now the case is quite nice. They've got your brushing going down there, but they've got this really nice chamfer running around the edge. It is very, it looks really nice the way it contrasts with the brushwork there. So I can't fault that one there. We do have exposed lugs there, the lug hole, so you can actually change the bracelet quite easily, but I do believe we do have a quick release on there. It is also available in a bracelet option, which is, possibly more for some other people, I don't know. On the back, we do have a solid case back. Underneath there is the Miyota 9075 movement. I put this one on the time grapher and it was reading, I think it was -2 seconds. Quite unusual to be on the minus side, but still very good timekeeping for what it is. It's got 42 hours of power reserve, so, you shouldn't really have any problems. One thing I would say, the rotor is quite noisy. But I like that. What that actually means, though, the way it freely spins, is it only winds in one direction. A little bit like the 7750 movement you see, the rotor freely spins. And to be fair, I quite like it. Not everyone's taste, but I always like the fact that you can feel the watch is kind of working on your wrist. I think it's just quite a nice thing. The leather strap on this, as I say, is available on a bracelet, but the leather strap is rather premium. It feels really nice. As you can see here, it's got a lovely bit of padding to it. Overall, I think it is a very nice looking strap. It does look the part. Let me put this on my wrist so you got an idea how it looks. Let's zoom out now. Bob has got on a beautiful 39mm Hanhart, sorry. I'm wearing a Zin GSG9 EZM2. My wrist size is 7 1/4 inches. That equates to, I think it's about 18.5 centimeters. So let's just put that on, and there you go. It actually looks bigger than what it is, I think, but I do like it. I think if you're kind of, if you can stretch to 600, say about 675 or so, it's actually quite a nice, good-looking watch. There's a lot of competition at these price points, but it's always nice when you're wearing something a little bit different, I think. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you to it at that, but most importantly, you'll stay safe. Take care. Bye.